Now, sometimes framing will have what's something called lumberyard mold. Without going into all the details of it, basically it's considered benign, not something to necessarily be worried about. So that could be what this is, but that's what it looks like. But the issue is that other mold can grow on top of it. So if there was water damage in the area and there was drywall around it, which there was, they cut it off, then other mold can start growing on top of that. And so generally the recommendation is just for them to remove it, especially if it's just one or two areas. Sometimes in an attic, you may just say, hey, just let the client know about it, and it's up to them to decide if they want to pay to have somebody remove all of it. It could be quite extensive to have somebody remove all the lumberyard mold, and it's generally not considered an issue. So most people just decide to leave it there. But yeah, so I'll just be pointing this out to them. And then what I'll offer for some people is to take a swab of it. A lot of times a swab verifies that yes, it's just lumberyard mold. However, sometimes there may be other molds that come back on the lab results, and that's often what happens. This particular project has a few different areas, a few different rooms, some over there as well, and then an office, and then a bigger warehouse. So usually in a bigger place like this, where there's just a few different issues that I'm having to document, I'll finish everything in here first and then go to the other areas. Sometimes if it's all pretty straightforward, there's nothing going on in here, once I'm finished with this air sample, I'll set that up in there, and then I'll start, kind of leapfrogging. So that will be going, I'll finish up in here, then I'll go over there. But right now, I just want to kind of get it all finished in here and then go to the other area. It'll also make it easier later when I'm reviewing all my photos, because they're just all together instead of just mixed up. All right, I forgot to also mention that before I start inspecting the area, I'll get one photo from outside of the containment area or outside of the area. This should have plastic up, it doesn't. It should have plastic up all around the work area. Like I said, it doesn't. But so this next area, what I'm doing, I want to make sure I get a photo outside of the containment. There is no containment, but outside of the area. So that's where I'm starting. So I'm getting one photo outside of the area. Then I get the air sample started. This one actually already finished. I get this one covered up, turn it off. And then I'll get one photo of the sample ID, one photo of the serial number, a perspective photo, where it's at in relation to the rest of the room. And then I'll get my photo of the hygrometer reading. Then I'll get my close-up photos doing the visual inspection. And then I'll get some close-up photos of the moisture readings as well. All right, so my cameraman is not very good, so this is what we're getting today. So this is a swab. To do this, I wanna make sure I open this up carefully, have some gloves on. Now when I'm opening up, just open it up just a little bit. Then what I'm gonna do is, see there's this portion right here that has the actual swab. So I'm gonna take the cap off, this other portion, take the cap off, hurry up and put the swab in there, push it all the way in. Then I'm gonna squeeze this tip, and so there's a little bit of solution in there, and get it wet, and then I'm going to swab the area. So this is the area. So what I'm gonna do is swab it on one side, then turn it a quarter of the way, swab it, swab some more, turn it again, swab some more, turn it again. So just kind of get it all over it, get the edge of it, the very tip of it, and then hurry up and cap it up. All the way in there. And then I'm going to label it with SW1. That's just the way I label it. And get a close-up of here, a photo, and then further away so I can get a perspective.